Hey guys, welcome back to Filter Coffee Football. If you have not watched our weekend recap, first watch this video, then go ahead and watch that one. But yeah, we're here to talk about Liverpool versus Arsenal. Not a great result for Arsenal fans. Not maybe not a particularly surprising result either. So yeah, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly from this match. So join us. But before we do that, please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and without wasting any more time, let's dive right in. So, Liverpool 4, Arsenal nil. Match at Anfield. Liverpool were kind of struggling for form at Anfield, I guess you could say. They had a draw against Brighton as well. So, they were in somewhat of a patchy position, but I guess you can argue that that also made them that much more dangerous because they were desperate to kind of break that bad streak of results. So this match could have gone. I mean, it had the potential to either be a yet another stumbling block for them, but also it was a potential match where they could really break out of that sort of rhythm that they were kind of trying to get into. Turns out it was a rhythm breaker for them. They came out, they got a convincing win in the end. Um, let's get the bad stuff out of the way. So Karthik, like what was the for you for ours as an Arsenal supporter, what was the bad stuff that you kind of want to talk about that cost us the 3 points?
I mean, the difficult part that I really wanted to talk was it really was a game of two different halves, two very different halves, which I didn't expect. I mean, if you like put up a fight in the first half where you were kind of matching Liverpool, I know the percentage stats or the other numbers don't match up to what Liverpool were producing, but when you saw the game, it was neck to neck at many points. I thought if we could replicate the exact same performance in the second half, the result would have been much better. That is where I feel we lost out on. And the big mistake, the second goal, the way we conceded the second goal, that just deflated us. It just punctured way too many holes to like patch up. After that, it was a point of no return, and then it was just waiting for the final whistle and seeing off the game. I thought we could have just stayed true to the plan and maybe sat behind even a bit more to like seal off the defensive fragilities. But sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do, and that ended up in the 4-0 thrashing.
Yeah, it was definitely, end of the day, not great to look at on the paper. We did not have a lot of the ball. Then again, we shouldn't have been expected to have a lot of the ball against this Liverpool attack. It's still hard though. I mean, these are the kind of results where the true sort of mentality, this true sort of solidarity of a team kind of comes through, right? Because when you go 1-0 down, when you go 2-0 down, that's when you want to see the team kind of tighten up, make sure we don't concede anymore, try and get one or two good chances, try and keep the game tight, basically, not let the distance increase. And I guess it showed the immaturity of Arsenal as a team with a lot of youngsters in the team, where they weren't able to do that, where they weren't able to keep the result tight, and they essentially just let themselves loose, putting too much emphasis on attack without really trying to balance it out with a midfield defense. Because the second goal was a really unfortunate, horrible error from Tavares, and then the last two goals are basically just off of counter attacks, which Arsenal were doing a good job initially of defending, but once they started to push for a goal, they just completely abandoned that midfield. They kind of forgot that Liverpool are just as deadly on the counter as they are when they are in possession. So it's a learning curve. Definitely, there's definitely um, places to go from there. Um, I personally wasn't hurt by the result. I would say I was expecting a lower score. I would be lying if I said that I was expecting a win or even a draw. I was fairly convinced that this would be a loss because Liverpool have been in the ascendancy, clear title contenders. There's just a at this point. Arsenal, at this point, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City versus the other teams. There's just like a clear gulf between those three teams and the rest of the league, and it's very apparent when you watch these matches because even Arsenal at their very best could have only hoped for a neck and neck result in this match. Um, but let's get away from those bits and let's talk about the positives in this match. I mean, Aaron Ramsdale, that laugh, that smile after that Trent Alexander save. Let's talk about that sort of positive mentality. Let's talk about that grit and the fight that a player like that brings to the club. A
You've
very
got to,
panned signing
yeah,
when he first came in, by
yeah.
the way. And nobody liked him. Even we didn't hate the signing, but we said it's a decent signing. It's maybe a lot of money, but he's young. We said that we were okay with it.
On the fence.
Exactly. We were on the fence. We didn't say it was a bad signing, but in all honesty, we never even thought it was going
Yeah.
to be this good.
Everyone was roasting Aaron Ramsdale, like literally roasting, deep frying, and you could like use all of those culinary terms, and you wouldn't be wrong. But then Ramsdale just like he's just smiling every single time, right from him signing to him doing those saves yesterday. And those saves weren't like just some one-off saves or some simple saves. Those were some difficult saves that he made. The scoreline would have been even worse if it was not for Ramsdale. And I really like the positive approach he had, although it just watered down near the end, which is acceptable. But characters like Ramsdale make a team, right? You need that kind of influence. You need that kind of doggedness in your mentality to like stand up, even though you're facing up against the best in the league or one of the best teams in the world. You just have to stand up and not just be afraid. That's what I really like. And he's proving his critics wrong, which is for an Arsenal supporter. I mean, what more do you expect? What more do you want from someone who was just eaten alive by everyone in the press, media, quite a lot of the supporters, and it was a field day for the haters as well, right? But now he's just won everyone over. Another positive, although it was a very small one and it lasted only for a short while, was Tomiyasu. How Tomiyasu like did play mind games on Sadio Mane, where Sadio Mane had to switch flanks to avoid Tomiyasu, and then he had to play center because Tomiyasu was chasing him across flanks as well. Although you could say that yes, Sadio Mane did get his goal, did get his assist, but there was a time that Tomiyasu did have an advantage over him, and that was something that I didn't expect from a player who you didn't expect to sign for Arsenal to like have a very good performance against a top-notch wide player. I didn't expect that yesterday, and that was really heartwarming to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess that's the growth curve, right? Because that just shows Sadio Mane's level to kind of adjust and recognize that he wasn't going to be able to win that battle against Tomiyasu, so he just picked a different part of the pitch, and that shows his quality as a world class player to be able to do that. But like you said, amazing performance there. While Tomiyasu was with Mane, he really kept on to him, really sort of stuck to his guns, didn't let Mane wiggle out or play through him in any real way. So I believe that as time goes on, we'll be able to kind of hone in on these things even better. The players will be able to kind of make sure that if Mane has figured a way out of that current predicament, that the team is flexible enough to be able to get him into a new situation where he has to kind of think through again. It did show a little bit of one dimensionality about the team where once he was able to get himself rid of Tomiyasu, Mane was able to find some room and might find some space. But again, nonetheless, that's something for Tomiyasu to be proud of, to kind of take away from the game. And speaking of doggedness that you spoke of earlier on with Ramsdale, Mikel Arteta showed some grit in this match too. Lots of critics of the performance saying that he was maybe barking a lot louder than his stature might suggest. But as an Arsenal fan, you want your manager to be right up there, to kind of take it to the opposition, irrespective of who you're facing. I mean, that was you can argue as much as you want as to whether it was a malicious tackle or whether it was any damage intended or not about it. But as a player, you want your manager to be standing up for you. As a team, you want your manager to have some fire in you. So it was really good to see Arteta in that position. It really kept the team buoyant and energetic all through that first half. Even after we conceded that goal, we did have a few opportunities to create some chances. And I mean, Fabinho had an incredible game. Joel Matip continues to perform, and Van Dijk probably had one of the better games of his season in this match as well. So you're coming up against a world class defense, and Arsenal are unfortunately still in a place where they're not quite as good to be able to go toe to toe with that kind of an opposition. But I just hope that this result is only another stepping stone where, like I said, the expectations weren't particularly high. But I hope that the loss doesn't dampen the spirits of the team quite as much. Still fifth in the league at the end of this game week, and some promising fixtures ahead of us because we've already gone through a fairly tough run of fixtures so far in the league. We've faced the likes of City already. We faced Liverpool. We've had opposition in Spurs, which we kind of went through as well. We've faced Leicester. So we've faced a lot of our contemporary opposition and come out quite well. So this is a season that's actually panning out really well for Arsenal so far. So yeah, any takeaways from this game? Or rather, what is your takeaway from this game?
Unfortunately, we can't take away 3 points, so we'll do some other takeaways. Uh, so, takeaway being okay, positive mentality, approach, but something that we have to learn is to like stick to performances and stick to game plans. Maybe not just completely deflate ourselves, but again, this is a young side, right? This is probably the youngest side in the league right now, which it is by average age of the starting 11. So I hope they learn from their mistakes because it's easier for a younger team to learn from their mistakes and and maybe just come on up with the next game, forget about this game and just show up to the next and move on.
Yep, onward and upward. Let's keep going forward and let's keep fighting for this season. Europe is firmly on for Arsenal, almost a third of the season in, and we're definitely tight in that race. So great prospect for us going forward despite a really bad result this weekend. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. This was our take at Arsenal versus Liverpool. Join us again next time. Take a look at our other videos on the channel. Please like, share, subscribe, help us grow, and cheers. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye bye.